Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Williams with Coldwell Banker Gold Coast and podcast host of LUXE Life. Today, my special guest on our podcast is none other than Mark Seigle with Seigle's Cabinetry. Mark, give it away. Tell us who you are.
Good morning, and honored to be here. My first podcast. If I feel nervous, I am. A bit about myself, Mark Seigle. I'm the owner and with Seigle's Cabinet Center. Believe it or not, Seigle's is a 141-year-old company. We started here in Elgin as the Elgin Lumber Company in 1881 and have evolved over the years with from that of a lumberyard to a home center. And today we're a specialty retailer of just kitchen and bath cabinetry and countertops. With locations, our logistics facility and showroom are here in Elgin, but we have showrooms spread out throughout the Chicagoland market, in the city itself, in Lincoln Park, and then to the north in Mundelein, northwest in Elgin, the west in Geneva, southwest in Naperville, and the south down in New Lenox.
Wonderful. And we talked about the importance of cabinetry, and one of the main reasons, besides your workmanship and reviews, and I feel you're a perfect fit for the podcast and for LUXE Life, to bring light as well to home. And what's the most important things when buyers are coming into our homes? You pull up to the home and you love the exterior, you come through the front door. Everybody wants to know what the kitchen looks like, what the bathroom looks like, and the importance of those cabinetry, the hard, for anywhere from the cabinets, the hardware to the color to the decoration, anything with it means so much. Tell me a little bit about that, how important it is in a home.
It's everything. It's not just a matter of how much one is willing to spend on a home. If the kitchen is outdated, it's a non-starter. I think people will look elsewhere. It's a cumbersome task. Let's not kid ourselves to put in a new kitchen. It's painful because you're displaced. It's difficult to find a place to wash a dish and to let alone cook a meal. So it's challenging. So what we are finding is if the kitchen is not updated, that house is not going to sell. Anecdotally, I have 3 friends that put their homes on the market with antiquated kitchens, and those homes did not sell. They decided, you know what, let's stay put. And as long as we're going to stay put, let's put in a new kitchen. They did so, and within less than a year, they decided that they might try and relocate and sell the home. They sold immediately, and they would credit the fact that the kitchen made the difference. So it's a major concern to new buyers. Master bath is of concern, but not to the extent that the kitchen is. If they're not happy with the master bath and they need to tear that out, they've got other bathrooms to use. That's not the case with the kitchen. When the kitchen's gone, you can set up a temporary kitchen, maybe in the basement or in a bathroom, but it's disruptive. And let's set real expectations. It's a challenging project. So putting in a new home putting in a new kitchen to a prospective seller, for prospective buyer is important.
I agree. It also adds the home's value between the cabinetry, the countertop selection. We have so many options these days of countertop selections. Again, the hardware, the drawer pulls, soft close, the door handles, your soft close. Tell me a little bit about how your cabinets are built. I know there's a range of different options. Like what's the range of options that you offer?
In the industry, it's referred to as production, then semi-custom, custom. As you go up that paradigm, obviously the prices go up, but the selections go up and the quality of the construction and the finish go up. At Seigle's, we handle a wide range of product. We start with our production brand, which is Aristocraft, and then we step up to Diamond as a semi-custom. And then in the custom, the full custom, we've got Decora, we've got Omega, and we've got Dura Supreme. And so we cover the entire waterfront, from a very affordable product, yet to some not so affordable product, yet even at the baseline, we can give consumers a product that will serve them well and be on trend as far as the expected accessories. You spoke of the soft glide hinges and drawer slides, but also the full overlay and today's modern conveniences as far as the design of that cabinet and the accessories inside.
Sure. And then what are you seeing as far as the trend, as far as color, colors, door style, wood, tech, what are you seeing now in the kitchens that are you're designing and are installing coming forward?
It varies. If it's being a kitchen that's going in on the assumption that's going to help sell the home, I'd stick to white. Not only is it most popular, but it's easy. Everyone loves white. When we're dealing in the semi-custom custom with somebody who is building a new home or remodeling their own home and they're going to stay there for years, then they're going to push the envelope and they may go with some grays. The grays today are very popular. We're seeing a return to some very strong dark tones in the dark blues, dark greens, and even in stains, we're seeing some muted hues. But for your audience, the homeowner trying to sell their home, stick with white.
So white is the way to go then, is what you're saying with the door colors and the cabinetry. It does also help the kitchen to pop. In my opinion, makes it cast a little larger feeling to it. And you get pushback on, oh, I don't, I love the house, but the cabinets are oak. Oh, I love the house, but the cabinets are at least white as a blank slate, blank finish. You can decorate, change the countertops if you want to add some pop and color to it. It's so what's the process? Walk us a little bit through the process. I'm a homeowner. I either want to put my home on the market or I'm deciding that I want to go ahead and I'm staying here. So walk me through the process. How do I get a hold of you and say, Mark, I'm really looking to do this. What's the next step?
Before you come into Seigle's to meet with one of our design staff, we're going to ask you to do a very simple drawing. Don't go architect on us, but we want you to sort of what we call back of a napkin, give us the measurements along the various walls, and give us an approximation where windows, doorways, where the electrical and plumbing come into the kitchen, and bring that with you. And then we can sit down and rough that out. We will be doing a field measure, so don't worry about accuracy. We're going to go back and double check your work because we want to measure twice and order once. And from there, we're going to sit down, and even before product selections are made, we're going to start to look at, and through using CAD, our 2020 program, start to bring your kitchen to life right in front of you. And once we come up with the agreement on the design of that kitchen, and we're going to look at your existing design. It's great if you bring a list of what you love about your kitchen and what you hate about your kitchen. Presumably the hate list is a little longer than the love list, but in my own home, if you've got a peninsula that's a choke point and would rather have an island, let us know that. Yet at the same time, if you've got a ton of room for cookie trays and at Christmas you love to make cookies, we don't want to design a new kitchen without the cookie tray storage. So bring in the list of the positives and negatives of your kitchen. You can walk into Seigle's. We prefer you have an appointment because appointments do take priority over walk-ins. And then we're going to go through the design. And once we have agreement there, then we'll start to talk about product selection and budgets. And then along the way, we'll start to look at countertops and even right down to the hardware, which is the last decision made.
Very nice. And then countertops, what type of countertops do you offer?
Today, we're seeing very little laminate, known as Formica in the past, typically on apartment projects because of pricing. So we're seeing a lot of stone. For a while, it was granite. Today, granite is declining, and it seems to be a very strong movement to quartz within all the different products and different brands. There again, there's a preference toward white. Sorry, my phone is ringing. It's my wife. I think I'll just pick up and hang up to make it go. There, that took care of that. I'll have to explain that a little later this afternoon.
She's going to say, wait a second.
She's going to say, you hung up on me. I should, yeah.
Well, it's good to know that you're busy, wife or not. It's still your.
Oh, wait, this will be good. Robin, I'm literally on my first podcast, so I can't talk right now. But, she said, okay, bye. She even knows what a podcast is. I don't. Now, where were we? So back to the countertops. Countertops are typically white, even on the top of a white cabinet. But we're seeing basically today what's real popular is the marble look. Obviously, you can't put marble in your kitchen because marble you can't cut on and it's not waterproof. It tends to stain. But whatever variety of quartz has that marble look and the appropriate veining. that maybe complements the flooring, the backsplash tile. That's what is popular today.
Okay. And then also, I mean, I know, we do this every day. It's been a part of both of our lives for all of our lives. Appliance selection, so that would go along also with your list of what you like and what you don't like. So tell me a little bit about how the selection of, I like an induction cooktop. I like to cook on electric or gas, whether it's natural gas or propane. Refrigerator, my choice of refrigerator, if I'm going with a Sub-Zero style refrigerator or in counter depth, or if I'm going with a KitchenAid, something that's a normal. Tell me a little bit about that. How important is appliance selection as well to the cabinet process?
It's an important part, and one that needs to be done early on, because we're going to need the sizing for those openings to work on the kitchen design. We will profess to be cabinetry countertop experts, but we are not plumbing, faucet, nor appliance experts. So we encourage you to go to the store of your choice, where you will find experts in those categories. We will be aware of trends that set today, right? One of the trends would be the microwave drawer in the base cabinet, the warming trays. So we'll be aware of those type of considerations, but certainly not whether you go with a side-by-side or a drawer refrigerator, whether you go with induction. We're going to leave that to those that are pros in the appliance marketplace. But you got to start that early on, because we're going to need to know every dimension so that we can accommodate.
Understood. And it also would be a lot to us, the working kitchen. I love to cook. We're an Italian household, so we cook all the time here. It's kind of it's it's a
What night do you want me over?
We'll have to have your wife over as well, because we're going to have to
we got some explaining to do there.
Hopefully she likes to drink wine too. So
trust me, she does.
Well, then her and I will get along perfectly fine, because I am a wine lover. That is for sure. Let's also talk about, so we have your list that the clients should bring in, kind of like a wants and needs list, whether they have children, small children, are they going to come up to the bar, or not bar, but the island, the kitchen island, if we're going to have the seating, how they live in their house, how they entertain, they cook, they, as you said, bake cookies, the cookie sheet, appliances as well. We covered, what about to me, we have the cabinet, we've got the white cabinet and whatever your door style is, and the hardware. Now you can spend a little bit or a lot. The budget is so wide on the hardware. So tell me a little bit about the hardware selection. Do you help walk through people? Is it it would be their personal preference, but what do you offer?
All of our showrooms have full-blown displays, also obviously state-of-the-art relative to cabinets and countertops, but also hardware. The selection is endless. We do have a website that we refer customers to that has every piece of hardware available today. So they can spend an entire weekend shopping for hardware, but that comes at the very end. They can even have ordered their kitchen and their cabinets and countertops and wait till the end for the hardware. I've heard it's akin to a woman buying a dress. You don't select your jewelry until you've decided which dress you're going to wear. And the same is true with hardware.
I would agree with that. I would think that it's the jewelry that goes on the cabinetry. So let's then also discuss timeline. I come in, I sit down, and we walk through everything. We walk through the whole process. I select all my cabinets, my countertops, and we agree on a price, do our paperwork. What's my time frame? What's my timeline?
Timeline's going to depend, going back to that discussion on the various grades of cabinets, your production and semi-custom, they're going to be a shorter lead time. Typically from there, 4 weeks to maybe 10, 12 weeks. When you get into the custom, then it could be upwards of 6 to 8 months waiting for product. That's longer than we're used to. Everyone's heard of supply chain, and we're feeling that right now. Not product that's stuck in China or waiting to get into the port in LA. The fact of the matter is housing and new construction is setting records, not necessarily in Chicago, but in many markets. And all the manufacturers purely just don't have the capacity to attend to the demand for the product. So lead times are longer. We are starting to see those lead times come down. But as long as you know when the product's coming, then you plan accordingly.
Sure. And then you're working also with whether you have a homeowner, a general contractor, depending on if you're a homeowner and doing yourself, or if you have a GC that's coming in and helping you with it. We got to coordinate the plumber, as you talked about earlier, the plumber, the electrician. We've got it depends on how extensive you're going with your cabinet, and then everybody's schedules has to jive and work together in order to have that nice finished product,
Absolutely.
that we all want to deliver to our clients. And that I, as an agent, want to, you can tell the difference. It's something that I've seen only in a couple of houses. And I know that it is a trend. Some people are trying to get away with, I hate to use get away. They're trying to bypass the step of renovating the entire kitchen, pulling out the kitchen cabinets, and they are painting the cabinetry. Now, some people can do it. They can pull it off. Looks great. But you can tell. You can see the brush marks. So to me, it would be money ahead to renovate. The investment.
Totally agree. Not only painting, but a lot of people like to go to resurface their kitchen and get new drawers and new door heads. The fact of the matter is it's still the same cabinetry behind that paint and those new doors and drawers. And typically it's a misfigured kitchen with outdated construction and does not have nowhere near the opportunities to offer better organization in the kitchen. If you do so. And when you put paint over a cabinet, let's face it, those cabinets were designed to have a finish that was not intended to be refinished. And so oftentimes you go into those homes and you start to see the chip marks and the scuff marks. They're nowhere near as durable as the factory painted finish.
It's almost like putting duct tape on on the dam that is got water shooting out of it. You're just trying to put a Band-Aid on it, and
absolutely.
That doesn't work. It's not long term, and the clients see it. You will bring people through. We've had open houses before, and you can tell. I can't sell around that. To be 100%, I have to say, hey, yes, these were painted, and the next comment is, oh, I'm gonna have to take out the whole kitchen.
You have two different. We didn't talk about typical designs of cabinetry, but back in the day, it was referred to as partial overlay, where you could see the frame, the product behind the doors and drawers. Today, it's full overlay, where the doors and drawers are oversized, so they almost butt up together. Well, when you're painting an existing kitchen, it's still going to be an old-fashioned partial overlay. It may be a color of your liking, but it's not going to be the trend that people are looking for.
No, and then also I think the integrity in the structure, depending on, you have the cabinet, if it is full wood sides, or if it is some of them were particle board. People were going cheap and they were doing a lot of particle board. It was a thinner cabinet side, so the structure, the base just wasn't there. The average, I don't know what's the average life expectancy for a cabinet. I can't even imagine what it is. Usually we're tearing them out.
Cabinets should be, if maintained properly, they're going to last a lifetime. And people may be resistant to particle board, but candidly, all it need do is hold up the countertop, which it does. So today's furniture board, engineered particle board, is a very cost-effective option that I wouldn't necessarily shy away from. And in some cases, it's more stable than the more expensive plywood construction.
Good to know.
We'll review all those aspects with the client.
And let the client figure out what they want.
Yes.
So you mentioned, what is the website? You had mentioned it, and can we find that through your website where anybody can see all of the different hardware options?
Yes, the website is seigles.com. The spelling is unusual, SEIGLES.com. If this weren't my first podcast, that would have popped up as a graphic for everyone to see. But for my second podcast, trust me, that I'll have that ready. And within that, the navigation is pretty easy. You're able to look at our various vendors, find our locations. You get to take a look at the bios of our sales staff. Most of them are career employees. And then you get to shop for hardware. You get to shop for countertops. The navigation makes it pretty simple. And at the same time, in there, you'll see that we offer installation. Oftentimes, it's easier to find a cabinetry showroom, and then people come to us and they have no idea where to turn to find out who to trust. The guys wearing the white hats from the black hats. Well, having been in business as long as we have, we know who the trustworthy carpenters are. And through our Pro Install program, we can handle it and do it turnkey and quote the installation as well. And we also offer financing for those that want to either get 12 months same as cash or need some extra monies to pull off the project. We've got both readily accessible.
Nice. So really, I mean, it's turnkey. So somebody can come to you and you're going to walk them through from start to finish. So
absolutely.
Sometimes we find our clients look at, oh my gosh, it's an inundating task. Where do I start? Where do I stop? How do I get started? And you're the kind of the one-stop shop as far as that goes. You know who to work for, know who to work with, and make it a whole lot easier for everyone. And don't worry, we will be making sure you are Seigle cabinetry, your custom cabinetry is tagged, and you're going to have your link also to everything. So everybody in the world will know exactly how to get a hold of you as well. Right. But one more time though, let me find out what's your phone number? The best phone number to call? Because you are all over the Chicagoland area. 847-742-2000. We'll put you in touch with our switchboard, and then they can route the call to the respective showroom. Wonderful, because then we can tell you like where we happen to live, what the client is, where they happen to live, and then they can the right location and the best fit. So, well, I thank you very much for coming on, and you did great for first podcast.
Thank you.
No big deal. Again, make sure we catch up with you in the future, and stay tuned, stick around. I want to have a little more conversation with you towards the end. This is Jennifer Williams, the host of Lux Life, my podcast. I'm with Coldwell Banker Gold Coast, and check out Seigle's. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.